In this video, I'm going to cover 14 different side hustles that you can start in 2022 to make a lot of extra money. I'm going to introduce them to you, kind of show you what you can and can't do for them and how they can make you a lot of extra money on the side. Then you'll be able to pick and choose which one you want to learn more about and go make some extra money. In this video, I'm going to go over 14 different side hustles that you can start in 2022. I'm going to talk about them. I'm going to give you some introduction to them and explain them a little bit so then you can go and do more research and figure out which ones you want to do or don't want to do. Some of these side hustles I'm going to talk about you've probably heard of, and some of them you definitely haven't. And I've even done a few, so I'll be able to give you some real life examples and give you some pros and cons. The beautiful thing about side hustles is it can give you some extra money and you can go spend that money, have some fun with it, or maybe use some of that money to raise your credit score if you're wanting to raise that credit score up, or maybe open up a credit card so that you have money that you can pay it back every single month, or even invest in a business. Just creating more side hustles and creating more money, and if you're willing to work hard to get that money, it just opens up more doors for you. The sad thing is, the more money you make, I guess it's not sad, but the more money you make, the more opportunities you have. So let's look into these 14 different side hustles. I got a feeling there's going to be a few that you're really going to like and a few that you can really dig deep into and make some extra money and even have some fun. Before I get rocking, please give this video a like. I would really appreciate it. It helps this channel out a ton. The first side hustle that I think is a great one that I actually did back in college was I started a painting business, an exterior and interior painting business. Not like painting artwork, but painting houses, painting decks, staining decks, painting fences, that kind of thing. It's not very hard to do. You can just Google a couple different videos on how to paint, decks and fences and interiors of houses. It's very simple. I've done it hundreds, if not thousands of times growing up and in college. It's extremely simple and extremely easy to start. What I did was we bought 10 or 15 bandit signs that said budget painting on them and our phone number. And we just put them at intersections, kind of like I tell people to do if they're wanting to wholesale and buy houses, because those little signs are effective. And we just bought 10 or 15 of them and placed them around, and we started to get calls. We started to go out and do bids. There's a lot of work that kind of goes into figuring out how much to bid. It's usually somewhere between 50 and 75 cents a square foot if you're painting insides of houses. Little pro tip for you. But just get it out there and start to take calls. And then if you do a good job, word of mouth will spread, and you can really start an actual kind of business almost, but definitely at least a side hustle. But this one can turn into a business. So just, do that, post on the Facebook groups, post on the buy, sell, trade groups, all those kind of things that you're looking to paint interiors and exteriors of houses. It's a super easy thing that just takes time to set up that most people don't want to do. And it's really cool because you change a room from, like a weird green color to like a nice beige color. It just makes the room look completely different, and people are super happy with it because just a different color really changes the room. So that's an awesome one to get started on. And you don't even really have any startup costs besides a little bit of bandit signs maybe. We usually charge all the materials to the job. So we would buy paint rollers and paint brushes, but then we would make the person we're painting their house actually go out and buy the paint. Say, you pick the color, you pick the paint, buy this many gallons, you go out and do it. So we just had 50, 75 bucks worth of supplies for each project that isn't really that bad to come out of pocket for if you don't got a ton of money. Just a little bit of money at the beginning of each project, but then you start to make money and that won't be a big deal. Number two is to tutor students. With technology and Zoom and all this virtual stuff and the virtual world we're living in and going to, teaching other students either in the United States or out of the United States is extremely easy. So if you know English or math or a subject that you're decent at, if you're in your teens or early 20s, even like simple, second, third grade math, something that you can understand easily, or teaching people English is super easy. Go to tutor.com and they tell you everything there. You can apply, you can kind of see what it takes, and they even have the curriculum for you. So you're basically just kind of reading from cards and teaching people and explaining what you already know that's like second nature to you that is new to other people because it's a new language or a new subject. So that's a super simple, easy way to work a few hours a week, and you can actually make pretty good money. Number three is to buy a lawnmower and cut lawns. Now this is a great one, and it's a super popular one, but there's a reason for it. You don't need a ton of money to get this thing started. You don't even need a car. If you live in a decent sized neighborhood, you can just go around your neighborhood and do it. Put flyers in people's mailbox or on their front door, just knock on their door, see if they're willing to let you cut their grass. If you're a young kid, most of the time they're gonna let you do it, especially if you're not charging very much. It's easy for them. No one likes to sit out on a lawnmower and mow their grass when they can do other things. So if you're willing to do that, then you can make a lot of money in your local neighborhood. And if you have a car or a little trailer or a truck, you can travel and do it. Now you have a little bit of an expense with the lawnmower, but I remember when I was younger, I bought a push lawnmower, a really nice one that had self-propelled push for like 75 bucks on Craigslist. So you can use Marketplace or Craigslist to advertise, but also you can probably get a pretty darn good used lawnmower, and then you can add a weed whacker and you kind of add things as you go, but it's a super, super inexpensive way to get the ball rolling. Number 4 is similar to grass cutting, but if you live in a colder climate, it's shoveling driveways and shoveling sidewalks. You can do it with just a snow shovel. If you live in one of those areas, your parents or you probably have a snow shovel. You can eventually upgrade into a snow blower if you want to spend the money now or later as you make money. But everybody hates shoveling the driveways, even worse than they hate cutting grass. If you live in an area you can cut grass in the summer and shovel driveways in the winter, that's great. You can be busy all year round. Basically, you're just doing things that need to be done that people don't like to do. And if you're willing to do that and put in that side hustle and put in that time now, you can start to create a reputation and create a work ethic that will lead into a lot of other exciting things. Number 5, start a mobile laundry service. The thing that people hate more than mowing their grass and shoveling their driveway is doing laundry. I actually just got this service done for me. It's through a company, a local app, but it got me thinking, there's no reason a kid or a younger person can't do this as well, especially if they have a car. Again, you can do this locally in your neighborhood, or if you have a car, you can travel a little bit, but all you have to do is they put the clothes, they put the dirty laundry in a bag. We started out in a trash bag on our front porch. Somebody comes and picks it up, they take it to their house or wherever they have the washer and dryer, and they wash it, dry it, fold it, and bring it back the next day. It's like $1 to $2 a pound. So you wouldn't think, but clothes can be kind of heavy. So you can make, 50 to 100 bucks, if not more, per load. And yes, you have some expense if you don't have a washer and dryer, use your parents or get one. You can get a used one. There's energy to be used. Your electric bill will go up a little bit. Your water bill will go up a little bit. But if you can do this a few different times a week, you can make some extra really, really good money, and people just love it. Make them clean, fold them up nice, give them back to them, and they're going to continue to do that week over week, or even a couple different times a week. So this is something that could grow into something bigger in the future, but it's a great way to make some money right now. Number 6, create a company that cooks healthy meals for people. Meal prepping has become more and more popular over the last few years. A lot of people on Sunday or Monday, they will make their meals for the entire week. Usually they're lunches that they take to work, but sometimes they're dinners. There's those Home Chef and Blue Apron and those type of services. So just make it local and make it kind of special. You can do that and kind of add a local twist to what you're doing. It doesn't have to be anything huge, but you can go out and buy a lot of, bulk material, bulk food, bulk spices for pretty cheap, and then as you break it down and slice it up, you can sell it and obviously upcharge it and make a pretty good amount of money. This one takes a little bit more work, but it's a great way to kind of get going, especially if you like cooking. If you don't like shoveling, driveways or outside mowing grass or paint, you don't like doing all that kind of stuff, but you like cooking, this is a great way to use that skill and start small and really grow. Number 7, go to Costco or Sam's and buy a bunch of candy. Buy that big bulk, big candy, and you can usually get a lot of that depending on what you get, for maybe like 15 to 30 cents per item, per big Hershey bar, and then sell it at your office. Stock your desk, stock somewhere at your office, and sell it for $1, sell it for $2. A lot of people mid-afternoon, after they've had lunch, are hungry, dinner's a ways out, they're kind of having that little afternoon drag, and you can just sell them candy. It's kind of fun. You can be known as the candy man around your office, candy lady around your office. It's not gonna be a ton of extra money, but it's a good way to make some extra money. All right, we are halfway done. There's 7 more great side hustles, and there are a couple of them that I'm pretty excited about. Before I get rolling, please make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell. We go live every Wednesday where I answer questions and talk about a current event or current topic, and I also release at least 2 other videos every single week. So make sure to subscribe if you're seeing any value out of this, and also please hit that notification bell. Number 8, start a garden, or if you already have a garden, grow more and sell it at your local farmers market. Farmers markets have been pretty popular these past couple years, and they especially did well even during all this craziness with COVID because it's outside and people can kind of self-space and you don't have to be all huddled inside a building. So farmers markets are doing well and going to continue to do well, and it's pretty inexpensive or free to get a little booth there. But I see people there all the time selling fruit or selling vegetables, fresh, homemade, or fresh local fruit. People love that kind of stuff, especially if you like gardening. Just expand your garden times 2 or 3 and start to make some things that you like to make. You can even cut it up into salsa or do a few different things, create a little label on it, whatever you want to do, or just sell the strawberries or blueberries or whatever you're growing, the peppers, whatever it is, you can just sell those and you can actually make some pretty good money because, you know, seeds are free from other fruit, or you can get, you know, seeds cheap at the store or online. So it's a great way to kind of have some fun with it if you like getting your hands dirty. If you can't tell, everybody has different things they like or don't like, and I'm trying to give you side hustles no matter what you like, give you at least 1 or 2 that you can go after and actually start to get some traction with. Number 9 is a mobile car wash. I've done this a few different times. I've done it myself and have people came to my house. It's an awesome way to get your car clean. You just park your car in the driveway and somebody comes. They usually bring their own hose. They have their own soap, their own, you know, cleaning utensils, but it's pretty inexpensive. They use your water. So what you would do is you would be that person, you know, coming to my house or coming to somebody else's house, bring a hose, bring some soap, but that's pretty much all you need, plus, you know, some rags and things. And it's not very expensive. Somebody would gladly probably pay you 20, 40 bucks, maybe 50 bucks to wash their car and make it really nice, get in the wheels, you know, make it nice, but hook up to your hose, you're using their water, and it's just something that takes a little bit of time and, you know, getting your hands dirty a little bit, but it's a fun thing you can do in the summer, in the spring, get a tan, be outside if you like being outside, and you can even go the extra mile and detail insides of cars. There you're gonna need some more chemicals and, you know, some more wipes and some vacuums and stuff like that. So you can take it to the full service, you know, detail exteriors and interiors of cars, or you can just simply go to people's houses, which I think is the easiest thing, and wash their cars for them. Again, this is something you can post on the local buy-sell groups, the local Facebook groups, the neighborhood groups, whatever it is, going to their house and getting their car washed for them, and they just have to sit there in the house while their car gets washed is a pretty cool thing, especially because you get into a lot of details. Lots of people do not like to go through, especially if they have nice vehicles, some of those automatic car washes with those big spinny things and that flop of stuff's everywhere, and, you know, people think it screws up their paint, and it's just not always convenient for people to do. But if they're sitting in their house and, you know, you're going to charge them 20 bucks to get their car super clean and it takes you half an hour, that's a pretty good use of your time. Works for everybody. Number 10, pretty self-explanatory. You can drive for Uber Eats or drive for DoorDash. I know a lot of people that do this and make some really, really good money. The apps do everything for you. They tell you where to go. You literally can drive and listen to a podcast or listen to music, go pick something up, drop it off at somebody's porch, and you're done. And you can make decent money doing it. Number 11, this one's a little bit different, donating plasma. I did this a few times in college. You can make, you know, 25, 50, 75 bucks for donating your plasma. Now you're not gonna make a ton of money and you can't do it every single day. There's time limits between how much plasma you can donate that's healthy for you. You know, it regenerates, and don't want to get too technical here because I don't even know exactly the right verbiage to use, but obviously your plasma comes back. You can't donate a ton of plasma every single day, but there are times that you can probably do it at least a couple times a month, if not more, and just make an extra few $100 that you can, you know, have a nicer cell phone with, or just do something with and just have some extra money. Maybe you use the money you made from donating plasma to buy bandit signs for your lawn care business, your snow shovel business, or even your painting business. So there's kind of a way you can do some of these long-term, and some of these can be short-term to help fund other things if you don't want to use any of your own money. Number 12, sell stuff on the local buy-sell trade groups and Facebook marketplaces. So you can Gary Vee it and go to garage sales and negotiate, you know, buy stuff for super cheap and then upsell it virtually. This is what a lot of people used to do at these antique stores and places like that, where they'd go out and buy stuff super cheap or get it for free and then upsell a little bit at their stores. A lot of people are doing this virtually because you don't have to have the brick and mortar. So you can go, you know, to local garage sales and get stuff super cheap that you think's interesting and sell it. You know, you can buy stuff on, you know, those groups and upcharge them if you think there's selling at a huge discount. Or what I think you can do, kind of a little bit outside the box, is contact your local real estate investors, your local real estate investing companies. You know, we buy 250 houses a year. We rehab 75 to 100 of them, and almost every single house is just full of stuff. Some of it's probably valuable, some of it's probably not, but we don't go through it and figure all that out. We don't have time to do that, and most investors don't. So we just get it cleaned out. Our clean out crew, throws most of it away. The super valuable stuff they just keep for themselves. But if you talk to these investors and you say, before your clean out crew comes, can I go through the property and take some things that I want, it's just less for the clean out crew to throw away. So it saves them money, and there can be some really, really valuable stuff in there. So this is a great way to go get free, or maybe you can pay them a little bit, but probably they'll let you do it for free. Get free stuff that you can sell, and some of that stuff is really valuable. Number 13. Be a handyman or a handywoman. If you like doing things with your hands and you're pretty creative and you can solve problems and you can fix things, there's a plethora of things you can do. A lot of people will pay $25 to $50 an hour to have you come put together their kid's bike, or put together their IKEA furniture, or put together presents and things for them. Also, some people don't even like to change their light bulbs, or paint a little thing here or there, or fix maybe their dog chewed a little bit of a door or a little bit of a baseboard. Just anything that people don't like to do. If you're willing to go out and do that, some of it can be pretty complicated and some of it can be pretty simple, but people are lazy and they don't like to do things, and they're either not going to get done or they're going to pay for somebody else to do it. So it's a great way if you're willing to go out and kind of figure things out, and you like to fix things and figure out situations and make things better. This is a great thing that you can go out and make some pretty good money doing. Number 14 is you can rent a spare room. A lot of people do this Airbnb style, or you can rent it monthly or yearly, but renting out hopefully to somebody or somebody you've gotten to know through some type of application process. But renting out a room, sometimes people just want somewhere to crash for a few nights, or sometimes somebody just wants to pretty inexpensively rent a room. Obviously it's much cheaper to rent a room than rent an entire house, so it could be a win-win for both. If you got a couple rooms in your house, or one room that's sitting completely vacant, nobody's using it, it just sits there, might as well rent it out if you're willing to have somebody live with you. All right, there's my 14. Again, just try a few of them that you really like, or just pick one of them, but I wanted to give you a plethora of them that you could see what you like to do or don't like to do and make a choice and go out and try it. Because simple fact is, the more money you have, the more streams of income you have, the more options you have. If your plan is to make more money, just have fun with, or make more money to fix your credit or grow your wealth or start a business or do whatever, the more money you have, the more options you have. And I would say use some of these side hustles as a stepping stone, either to create more money, or some of these side hustles can definitely turn into full-time legitimate businesses. So hopefully you got some value out of this video. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't. See you on the next one.